Hey everybody, Wyduck here once again, this time with a set of replays from a best of 5 from the Korea Season 2 playoffs. And in quarterfinal action, we're going to be spawning here on Newkirk Precinct. And in the bottom right, spawning as the yellow Zerg, we have Woonjin Stars Soulkey. And many consider him to be the best player on Woonjin Stars, to be their ace player. Is a very good Zerg player, one of the top in the world. His opponent in the bottom left, spawning as the Blue Terran, is spawning arguably the best player in the world currently. We've got STX Souls Innovation. And even though this is the quarterfinals, many people feel like it's kind of a final in a lot of ways, because in Season 1 from Korea, in the finals, it was Innovation versus Soulkey. And if you guys are not aware, or maybe you don't remember, though I find it hard to believe that you wouldn't remember, is the fact that Innovation was up 3-0 in that final in the best of 7. He only needed one more game to clinch it, and then he fell apart and lost the next 4 games to Soulkey, and Soulkey won it. And that was really difficult for Innovation. I think that would be really difficult for anybody to be up 3 games to 0, 1 game away from winning it all, and then losing 4 games in a row to your opponent. That's just really, really debilitating. Hurts your momentum, hurts your confidence. So this is kind of like the revenge grudge match. So we'll have to see if Innovation can get his revenge on Soulkey. And now Innovation is going for 14cc first on the high ground, so he is playing a little bit safer than putting it on the low ground. And it's a very good thing, I think, he put it on the high ground, because we have an incoming scouting drone from Soulkey. And if Innovation raises that depot, yes, he does. Now, this drone cannot harass the SCV. I've seen it so many times where they put the command center 14cc on the low ground, the drone comes in and starts poking away at the SCV, and then the Terran player has to use more and more SCVs from his SCV line to deal with the harassing drone. So Innovation, this strategy is going to be a lot safer. Able to get the block off as well, and also able to prevent Soulkey from knowing for sure how much gas is being mined from Innovation. Mind you, the Overlord is here too, so if Soulkey really wants to find out, he can. Now, Innovation's SCV is scouting Soulkey's main. Now, he notices there are no extractors up, also no spawning pool. Oh, no, there is a spawning pool. And it just finished. The hatchery has been placed at the natural as well, so Innovation knows what Soulkey is up to. So both players, no surprises yet, playing a very basic game. But I think, in the case of this matchup, I think Innovation does like a more basic game. I think Innovation, his macro, his ability to harass multiple points on the map at one time is really his key to success. And so I think for Soulkey, if he goes toe-to-toe with Innovation in a longer game, I don't know if Soulkey is going to be able to come out ahead. I think Innovation is just so macro perfect in so many cases, and that's why so many people think he is the best player in the world. It's just a beautiful sight to see, and we'll have to see if we're going to see multiple prong drop attacks from Innovation, but I think Soulkey is going to have to play a little bit differently. Mind you, he did win in Season 1 when he was down 3-0, so it isn't like Soulkey can't win. Great micro by Innovation, having 1 hit left on that Marine, just running around that bunker, playing Ring Around the Rosie with the Zerglings, but able to protect it long enough to put it in that bunker. Now, I like the fact that Soulkey is getting a creep tumor from his main to connect to his natural. There's so many times that I don't see this, and then the Zerg player is under attack from drops or from fast Hellions, and then the defense of the Queens, because they're so slow moving in between the natural and the main, the Hellions or the drop can just go to town on the worker line. So I think this is a very good placement by Soulkey, and he's getting more and more creep spread. Very similar to Scarlet's playstyle. I like that. I think creep spread is very vital for aggressive Zergs. And Innovation is getting his 3rd command center. Is this Overlord going to be able to spot it? No, just slightly out of range, so Soulkey hasn't seen it yet. Now, Soulkey has Zergling speed halfway completed, and he's also got Burrow on the way, and this is interesting. I generally don't see Burrow being researched this early in the game by a Zerg player, but Burrow can be very, very useful in many cases. If you think about it, if you just put one Zergling at a potential expansion, and then you block that command center and they have to use a scan on it, it's basically already worth it in a lot of ways. So I think Burrow is something that most Zerg players should get in basically every game. So Soulkey does have Burrow. It's almost complete. Zergling speed is almost completed as well. And we've got 1-1 on the way. Now, 1-1 just started for Soulkey, and Innovation is getting double engineering bay behind this. So Soulkey will have the upgrade advantage. Now, what I see a lot from ZVTs is that even though the Zerg player gets the upgrades earlier than the Terran player, there's a point at which the Zerg player has to transition from Lair to Hive before they can get 3-3. But a lot of times, I see the Zerg players ahead. They might be 2-2 against 1-1 bio, and then the Zerg player just cannot use the resources or forgets to, or whatever reason, does not upgrade to Hive, and then the Terran player actually is starting 3-3 before the Zerg player does. So, we'll have to see if that happens in this game. And now, look what I just said about the Burrow play. This command center or orbital cannot land here, and so this is going to delay the mining just a little bit. And for the low cost of 25 minerals and Burrow, it's going to create some havoc for Innovation. He's going to lose some mineral time. And look, another Zergling here as well, so if he wants to get his fourth, he'll have to use a scan or build a missile turret. He'll have to do something. Supplies are fairly even, so both players are just going for the long macro game. Want to see who can come out on top as the macro beast. So no surprises as of yet. We've got 18 more Zerglings on the way from Soulkey. Now that Zergling finally was toasted by the Hellions, but we've got even more Zerglings around the map, and I like the placement here. You're going to be able to see a lot of the map. We've got so many burrowed Zerglings everywhere. Soulkey is basically able to see almost everywhere the Terran units try to move, except for maybe air units. And we do have a lot of Zerglings here. They're going to come in for the flyby attack against these Italians. They might get the surround. Able to pick away one of the Hellions. Two of them do go down. And now all the Hellions have been destroyed. So great move by Soulkey. Destroying all those Hellions. The Marines are going to try to find some cover behind that orbital command. So the Zerglings will scoot away just for a little bit. So Soulkey, very good, able to identify where the Hellions were and able to surround them. And now he's getting his fourth hatchery up as well. And look at all this creep spread by these creep tumors. Soulkey is constantly pushing the creep into the face of Innovation. And Innovation hasn't really moved out across the map yet. He had those 6 Hellions, and usually the Hellions are able to scout, poke away, maybe destroy some creep tumors. But they all went down so quickly. Now Innovation is going to use Bioforce to move across the map. But remember, with all these burrowed Zerglings, this is not going to be a surprise to Soulkey. And in fact, he's going to be going around for another run-by attack, sort of a flank around the back, able to pick off a Marine. But now Innovation is alerted. He's going to move his units back. Try to deal with that group of Zerglings. We've also got 9 mutas on the way, so Soulkey is going to be going for that air advantage. And with the Mutalisks popping out with Zerglings and Baneleys, this is going to be a very lethal force against these Marines and Marauders. And I like the fact that he is going for anti-air. I really don't like the heavy ground-based Zerg army where you have roaches instead of Mutalisks. I really think roaches are not that good because they cannot deal with medevacs, and medevacs get free reign. They can pick up and drop off units at will. With Mutalisks, at least you're forcing the Terran player to really think where they want to engage. Now we're going to have a fight on the creep. The Banelings are behind. They're not going to get any connections. Innovation is still rampaging forward, able to clean up a lot of those creep tumors with scans. And it looks like there might be a slight reprieve. And we still have another group of Zerglings to the north part of the map on Innovation's side. And we're going to have a whole bunch of Banelings morphing in. Looks like about 8. At the same time, Innovation is going to press into the 4th base of Soulkey, able to attack that Extractor, pick off an Overlord. Now he's going to put some mines down as well, able to get 5 kills, but at the same time, Soulkey is going to push into the 3rd base of Innovation, and I'm not sure, yes, he is going to be able to move away some of those SCVs, but a lot of them do die from the Baneling explosions, so a lot of miners are killed, but Innovation is still attacking this 4th base of Innovation. So that's a lot of Banelings, but a Widow Mine is able to destroy about 10 of those Banelings, and now Soulkey looks like he's reeling. This 4th base is under heavy attack. The Mutalisks are going to try and come in here, and the Zerglings reinforcing, but we've got a lot of Stimmed Marines and Marauders in this composition. The Mutalisks are going to fall back temporarily here. It doesn't look like Soulkey is going to be able to defend this base with 5 Marauders stimmed. They do so much damage to hatcheries. The Zerglings are coming in here trying to reinforce this position. The Mutalisks are also helping out as well, but there are no Banelings like there were before, and with so many Medivacs healing, it looks like each unit has 1 Medivac as their personal driver. This hatchery is going to go down finally, so Soulkey loses one of his bases, so 3-on-3 bases currently. The Banelings are rolling in, trying to get some connections, not great connections. The Mutalisks are just fighting head-on strong, no Zerglings to provide reinforcements. Here are some Zerglings coming in, but they get chewed up immediately by the hail of gunfire. And now it looks like Soulkey might be able to finally clean this attack up from Innovation. But we still got a steady stream of Marines and Mines coming in to reinforce this position. Soulkey really needs to withdraw. These Mutalisks are damaged, and he needs to get some time to regenerate their life. And now all these active creep tumors are under attack as well. Innovation is cleaning up all this purple goop. Another scan goes down. Innovation is just cleaning up everything. So great play by Innovation. He's being so aggressive. Now Soulkey does have his 4th base, or his new 4th base, up here instead of down here. Now he's going to try and... Oh, this is his 3rd base, excuse me. He's going to try and get his 4th base up again. But remember, that burrowed Zergling did delay this command center for quite a bit and also wasted a scan. So once again, that's why you get burrow. You can really delay Terrans by quite a bit. But this is not looking good for Soulkey. Supplies are fairly even. You have to remember that Soulkey, because he's a Zerg player, he really needs 1 more base on top of his opponent if he wants to succeed. So he's going to either have to take out a base or create a base of his own. And once again, we see 3-3 being researched for the Terran player, but only 2-2 is done for Soulkey. So Soulkey is going to be able to blow up a whole bunch of SCVs. Able to kill, looks like an additional 19 SCVs from that base. So that's going to get him back in this game, I think. A lot of economic damage was done. But like I mentioned before, Soulkey had the upgrade advantage. And now he's only stuck on Lair, so he can't even research 3-3. And Innovation, his 3-3 is halfway done. And in about another minute and a half, he's going to have an upgrade advantage. And it's going to be a long window of time where he's going to have that upgrade advantage, because we still don't see Hive on the way. And now another engagement. The Banelings were able to get good connections. This 4th base of Soulkey is under attack once again. A prime location for the picking. The Marines are going to try and get some splits. Good splits. The Marines are able to survive mostly. And this hatchery is under attack again. Now, we've got a lot of Mutalisks in this composition. We've got 24 Mutalisks, and that's a big death ball of flying glaive worms. And these Marauders and Marines are going to be no match. Innovation is going to have to retreat, at least for now, and Soulkey is going to try and get that Extractor back up at his 4th base. So like I said, he really needs to get another base going. Staying 4-4 bases is not good news for any Zerg player. Now, Soulkey does have a 30 supply advantage. It's been lowered to about 15 now, and it looks like his 24 Mutalisks are looking for blood. Going to be going straight to the production facility area of Innovation, and this is a good idea by Soulkey. Use those Mutalisks for hit-and-run tactics. Innovation is trying to set up a flank here, but you have to remember the Mutalisks can just fly over to this space with no ground. So this little flank is not going to be very effective. And now the Mutalisks are going to focus down those medevacs. 1 does go down. These mines are not burrowed, so 1 is finished off for free. Soulkey is just wreaking havoc on Innovation. At the same time, we have a small attack force of Zerglings and Banelings in the north quadrant of the map. Innovation is going to meet it headstrong, able to pick off a lot of those Zerglings, but it looks like Innovation's 3rd base is under attack. The SCVs are going to retreat, temporarily at least. And once again, there are multi-prong attacks going on in this map, and the Banelings haven't still been dealt with. Banelings are going to roll in here, try to do some economic damage. Able to kill, looks like 3 more SCVs, and do a lot of damage to the remaining ones. So Soulkey targeting down those SCVs. 41 workers have been killed in total by Soulkey. Only 2 drones have been lost by him. So a lot of economic damage has been done by our Zerg player, but if you take a look at the resources, there's still quite a gap. And both players are almost maxed out, and the Mulas are going to come by for that planetary fortress at the 4th. These SCVs are no match for these Mutalisks, and neither is this planetary fortress. Unfortunately, those cannons cannot fire up into the sky. Stim Marines are going to come in here, but there's not that many. At the same time, Innovation is going to try to target down Soulkey's 4th base. So going eye for an eye, base for base, the Banelings are rolling in here, but there's nothing reinforcing them. A whole bunch of more Banelings have been morphed in. Now, this planetary fortress has been destroyed, so the Mules are going to try and come back, but a base trade 1-for-1, I think Innovation is very happy about that. He'd rather lose 1 base and take out 1 of bases for Soulkey. Soulkey's going to have to also cancel his other hatchery, and these Mutalisks haven't been able to do that much damage. Able to take out 1 base, but Soulkey kind of lost 2 in these positions. So now with 3 bases to 3, Soulkey's in a very tight position. He's also still down by about 20 supply, and he's lost 6,000 more resources than his Terran opponent. And like I said, now there is Hive up, but still no 3-3, excuse me, on the way. So Soulkey's units are really lacking that upgrade power, and I think this is going to affect the outcome game drastically. And now this base by Innovation, his 3rd base, is under attack. Both missile turrets do go down immediately. The Mutalisks are focusing down on those SCVs and now on that orbital command. But with these Stim Marines in here, the Mutalisks are going to have to retreat into the production facility. Good move by Soulkey, focusing down on those reactors. Remember, blowing up a reactor is like blowing up a barracks. Having that production capability. And once again, the Mutalisks are going to go by another flyby attack at this 3rd base, focusing down on that orbital command. It'll pick off a supply depot, so that's better than nothing. But the Mutalisks are going to have to do more damage than that if they want to earn their worth. Now, Soulkey is trying to get his 4th base back up at this location, but at the same time, Innovation is building his 5th. And if this completes, it's going to be very bad news for Soulkey. Innovation already has the base advantage. You don't want your Terran opponent going up that many bases. That Widowmine was able to get 1 good connection, so that's very unfortunate for Soulkey. A lot of those Mutalisks are damaged. The Marines able to pick off 1 more as well. So these Mutalisks are the key and possibly downfall to Soulkey. And the Mutalisks are focusing down on all these medevacs. 3 medevacs go down for nothing, so great pick off by the Mutalisks. Innovation basically has a flank set with Marines all over the map, it looks like. The Mutalisks are going to be flying into the main production facility, not yet, into the natural instead, focusing down on that reactor. On that refinery, excuse me. And now the Mutalisks, they don't have a lot of places to run. There's so many Marines everywhere, and now this 5th base from Innovation is going to be under attack from these Zerglings. The mine is going to burrow. Might get a great connection, only able to kill 3 Zerglings. Going to force a liftoff, at least temporarily stalling that economy just a little bit. But we've got lots of Banelings in this composition. 45. If they just roll in there, that base will not survive. I can guarantee you that. Mutalisks are instead going to be focusing down on the main base. There are a whole bunch of Marines here. Mutalisks are going to be destroyed, at least just 1. And now this 3rd base from Innovation, another attack from these Zerglings and Banelings, but it looks like Soulkey can't really commit. And now there is a flank. All the Banelings roll into the Marauders. That's a horrible trade for Soulkey, losing all those Banelings. At least he's got 3-3 almost finished, and he can kind of even up that upgrade power. But remember, these Mutalisks are 2-0 against 3-3 Stim Marines, so they're very weak against Stim Marines. But at least they can fire down on those Marauders who cannot fire back. This game is still up for grabs, but I really feel like Soulkey is far behind, as the 5th base for Innovation is set up. He's also got a lot of missile turrets and window mines protecting it. At the same time, Soulkey doesn't have his 5th base up. He's defending valiantly, able to push back the Marines temporarily. But we got a small hit squad of Marines stimming, trying to take out the 3rd base of Soulkey. There's not many minerals here. And another attack at the 4th base. And now the Zerglings and Mutalisks are going to push this army back. I feel like Innovation might have too many medevacs. We've got 14 medevacs in this army, and a whole bunch did go down before. The Mutalisks are going to give up on the chase. And surprisingly, Soulkey does have a 20 supply advantage, so can he press this advantage into a victory? He's still one base down. So I find this very odd that he has so much supply over Innovation. Innovation is evening up. Another medevac does go down for free. So Soulkey is just picking off all these medevacs left, right, and center. So that's very good for Soulkey. He really needs to keep doing that as he is still behind in the resources loss department. Another attack at the 5th is not going to be successful. Too many missile turrets and too many stim marines. The Mutalisks are going to have to withdraw. Now, the Ultralisk did force a liftoff at the 3rd base of Innovation, but he's just going to plop down again and begin mining once again. So unfortunately for Soulkey, it doesn't look like his harassment is doing very much currently, and he really needs to do something about the economy of the Terran player. Innovation has such a strong army, and now the resources have flipped over. The supply is maxed out for Innovation. We've got a drop in the main, actually firing down on the 4th base of Soulkey. Soulkey able to destroy that army very easily, but we've got a lot of medevacs, a lot of marines, a lot of marauders, and quite a few mines setting up a perimeter line at that 4th base. Able to get good fungal growth, so that's very good for Soulkey. He needs very good fungal growth to keep this army chained to the ground so they cannot kite the Ultralisks. Transfuses do go down as well. Ultralisks are tanking a lot of damage. Mutalisks are providing auxiliary firepower. So Soulkey is holding his own, but he's still behind by about 30 supply. And these Ultralisks are weakened up as well. The Marines are stimming in there, fighting, targeting down all those Ultralisks. All the Ultralisks are finished, and now with only Mutalisks left, Soulkey knows that all that's left to do is for the fat lady to sing. So Innovation is just going to stampede his way to victory, able to pick off all those Ultralisks. So he's going to win game 1 of this best of 5. We'll have to see if Soulkey can bounce back. I really don't think he wants to wait until he's down to match point before he wins all the games in a row to win the series again. Mind you, that would be epic. So we'll have to head over to game 2 and see who can come out on top.